Jeff Saturday's Colts went on the road and shocked the Raiders. Sorry about your picks, man.
Listen, that's all right.
Nobody expected that.
Hey, well, I'll explain in a moment. By the way, Washington covers tonight. We have another winning week. It's back-to-back winning week. So we're just fine.
I'm rooting for you over here.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Saturday put Matt Ryan back in the lineup, and he looked pretty solid. Meanwhile, this season is a complete disaster for the Raiders. Derek Carr cried in his presser talking about it. More impressed with Saturday and the Colts or embarrassed by McDaniels and the Raiders' dumpster fire?
Okay. I'm going to say something here that might be a little controversial. The NFL needs to heavily fine Jeff Saturday.
Fine him?
Yeah. You have gambling partners. Gambling is legal in a lot of places.
Are you saying for putting Matt Ryan back in the game?
Yes, I'm saying for start. He didn't start Ehlinger and then go to Ryan. They said all week Ehlinger was the quarterback. Ehlinger was listed as the starter. He then started Matt Ryan. Obviously, part of the math on betting against the Raiders, betting against the Colts, on doing all of that, is the fact that I thought Sam Ehlinger, a sixth-round pick, a second-year player, was going to be playing. He's been terrible. And then you start Matt Ryan.
So you're just pissed that he messed.
Well, you're not allowed. There's a reason you have official depth charts. There's a reason you have to give injury reports. That's BS, man. It's just not right. Now, I'm not going to act like Matt Ryan's great, but Matt Ryan is either horrific or it's like, oh, that's Matt Ryan, the guy I picked to win 11 games this year and win the division. I would have never laid almost a touchdown with the Raiders, and no matter who the coach was. That's just outrageous. I can't believe it's not a bigger story. It's not right. You can't screw around with that. Like, people gamble on these things. And it's legal to gamble on these things. And there's betting partners. And at his introductory press conference, he said we're sticking with Ehlinger. The owner who if I'm Frank Reich, by the way, I am beside myself. Frank Reich wanted to stick with Matt Ryan. The owner said, you have to go to Ehlinger. They then are terrible for 2 weeks. So they fire him. Owner brings in his drinking buddy. And then the drinking buddy watches 2 days of practice and is like, yo, we're not starting our best quarterback. And the owner's like, no problem, go ahead. They don't give anyone a heads up. It's just, and here's the other thing about it that makes it just makes it just so outrageous, because that was one of the afternoon games, right? I have that correct? I'm going to double check, but I think that game was a late start. Yeah, it was one of the three. It was the 4 o'clock starts. So here's the other thing. Because, yes, there were reporters in the 30 minutes before the game tweeting, Matt Ryan's taking snaps from the starting center. That's weird. A couple things. One is, if you have the Raiders in a tease, those bets are in by 1 p.m.
Right.
Second of all, that game, those tweets are going out during the end of Vikings-Bills. Like,
right. Yeah.
It's just outrageous. It's just really outrageous.
You're set up.
And the fact that the game happened in Vegas makes it more insulting. It's the gambling capital of the world. Now to the Raiders. The Raiders last year had a player allegedly drunk driving kill a person. A key player. He never played for them again and got arrested. They had a coach who's one of the most powerful coaches in the league, controlled every part of the team, fired because racist emails got exposed and he was forced out. They did not have Devontae Adams last year. That team made the playoffs and was in a They had a chance in the final moment of their playoff game to beat the Bengals. That team has none of that going on this year. Added Davante Adams, and they are maybe the worst team in the league. Josh McDaniels should be so mortified by what has happened there. They are 2-7. They just lost to Jeff Saturday. Their only wins this year are against the Texans and Russ. That's it. They have lost to the Prince that was promised. They got shut out by the Saints, who are awful.
Right.
They lost to the Colts, who had given up on the season. They lost to the Cardinals, who stink. This team, it is.
Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers need each other so much.
Well, it's an interesting question is this. If the Packers move off of Aaron this summer, would the Raiders try to trade for him? They reunite Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers. It's an interesting idea.
Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.